Alright, let me go turn the radio down. Are we even recording? I never can tell, looks like. Alright. Alright, well howdy, and I guess welcome to this edition of Rob's Redneck Gun Repair Shop. Got a little project I was going to do. I went out to shoot some cranes the other day and realized a couple of things. One, I got the wrong choke in my shotgun. I've got the modified choke in there, so that doesn't send the shot far enough. So I'm going to change that out. And my the rod in there, my plug is what they call it, it must have come undone because it's letting too many shells go in there, or not enough shells, depending on how I do it at any given time. So I'm going to fix that too. I already opened it up and looked at it, so I kind of know what's going on with that. So let's do first things first. We're going to, and by the way, this may be one of those videos that goes long, so feel free to fast forward through any or all of it as we go along. There's first check, make sure, I already know that there's nothing in there. Completely empty, nothing chamber or magazine. So safety. So thing one, we're going to change out the plug. It's real easy. This is, by the way, this is a Mossberg, full length, full size, 500A series. This is the kind, I've got a couple of these, and the cool thing about them is you can just swap parts left and right, back and forth, and make any kind of combination you want to. So the choke screws in right here, real simple like that. This one came with 3 chokes. It came with a modified, which is the mid-range for your average, everyday, normal kind of hunting, and then it came with a full choke, which is a little bit smaller diameter. It holds the shot together as it leaves the barrel so that it'll travel further. There we go, just like that. That's how that comes out, real simple. And the modified choke, if I put my little finger in there as a gauge, it'll go down to about right there, about halfway up the middle of the knuckle on my little finger. The improved cylinder choke, nope, that must be the full choke because it didn't go far enough. There we go, there's the improved cylinder. It'll go all the way past my knuckle, so it's a little bit bigger. This one is for a really close range, if you're not going to be shooting very far. If I was going to be using this for home defense, which that's an awfully long barrel for home defense, that's what I would use. But I want the full choke in there because that is, with those cranes, sometimes they are way up in the air, and I want to be able to reach out there, keep that shot together longer before it spreads out too thin to do any good. Now, it's not good for dove, and it's not great for quail. Not bad for pheasant. Even pheasant, though, I tend to run with a modified choke. Get that guy screwed in there. And it really doesn't have to go very tight. Just finger tight is about all it needs. Alright, now I got to get in here and get to the plug, because right now the way it's working, I'm not even going to try to stick a shell in there. It'll take shells. But the way it's working, and I'll show you as I get it apart. Tell you what, let's take it apart first. Alright, assuming you can see right here what I'm doing. This is the part that holds the shells. It's called the magazine, the tubular magazine in this case. And we're going to unscrew it. And I don't know if you can hear it. Let me get over close. Hear that little clickety-click sound it makes? Well, that is because there's a little knurled knob, I like that term, on the inside there, and some little grooves so that it kind of keeps it from coming loose while you're shooting it and working it. Now, that's loose. Now that'll kind of come out of the way, but to get it out, what we need to do is get the barrel out of the way. And to do that, I got to pop the bolt just a little bit. There we go, and the barrel will come out. Now I can unscrew the magazine. The magazine screws in right here, just below the shell, or in front of, I guess, the shell extractor. So we'll unscrew that guy, and pull that out, and hopefully I've got the camera set so we can see everything. There we go. There's that part of it. Now, oddly enough, here a while back, I had my plug broke, and I just had to fashion one out of a stick, and then I came back and found a dowel rod, but I never really sized it to make sure it was right. Let's pull the spring out. This is the piece right here that's causing my problems right now. That guy, here we go. That's basically about all the plug is. It didn't just say, it's just a little dowel rod that fits in there. Just the right size to go through the hole here where the screw holds it down. And it's got a little O-ring on there to keep it from coming back out the wrong direction, which it wouldn't anyway because it screws there. And it'll also kind of help seal it up a little bit. What I did earlier is I got it out and I cut it. It was a little bit too long. And so I chopped it down where it would be about right. But what's going on in here? Let me show you what's happening in here. This piece right here is the part that stops the shell. There's another piece here. Let me see if I can get it out. Right here. This guy goes into this piece. And this is what the shell actually goes against. When you put your shell in there, the shell hits that and then it pushes it on in. And the spring keeps the tension on it. And there's a keeper inside here that doesn't let go until you work the slide. And then everything moves out of the way. This shell can pop into place and then go up into the chamber and ready to shoot. But what we've got here is this piece right here is a plastic piece, and there's a piece missing. I don't know, and I can't remember what it's supposed to be, but it's either missing or busted. And so whenever I'm pushing shells in, sometimes this gets off to the side and slips down here and then just messes everything up. It makes it harder for it to go through the tube, magazine tube that way, and it either lets too many shells in or not enough depending on how it jams up. So what I've got to do is I'm going to see if I can't drill this and tap a little screw into it, maybe with a flat washer, that'll keep this guy from being able to slip off to the side. So that's what I'm fixing to work on. Let me get this out of the way. That's just kind of doesn't work great. Alright, so what I got to do first, I got to see what size drill bit I can use. I'm going to drill a hole here and I'm going to tap it. And I just don't know if this is the right spot. Let me see if I can raise this up a little bit and maybe get a better view. Let's do this guy here, just like that. Tighten that down. I'm not high tech here, and that's why this video may run long, because I don't have a video editing program to try and shorten it down. So, alright, now, take those off. And I'm going to look at this, and I'm just going to kind of do this. I said redneck, and so it's going to be close. I'm going to get an idea of about what size I can use here. And I'm going to say this guy right here is going to be pretty close to what I want. I think I can drill it with that, and then I can tap probably a number 6 screw into that with a washer. Let me see what I've got over here. I know I've got some somewhere. Pardon me while I walk around the back side here and look at something. I know what might work. I'm doing like Wes now, aren't I? Walking off camera, leaving everybody hanging. Alright, so I got this, and I got, you know what, I might even have this guy right there. I don't know if I like that one or not. I'm not finding exactly what I was wanting because I didn't think that far ahead. Now the good thing is I'm not too worried, because if I drill a hole in, I mean, this thing's already busted, right? So worst case, I just have to call Mossberg and say, send me another one. Let's get it right. So do that. Now get that bit chucked up there. And let's see if I can do this without drilling a hole in my finger. I think that would be preferable. This is a better quality plastic than I expected. There we go. Is it deep enough? Let's see. Let's check and see the diameter here. It's going to be about right for this number 6 little screw that I've got. So I guessed well. I may wind up having to run out to my pickup and grab some. It's just parked out front of the shop here. I'm going to go a little bit deeper just because. Alright. So that works. Now, there's a fairly good chance Yeah, I'm not even gonna mess around. I'm gonna tap. I've got a little multi-tap here that I use for different screws. So can we see where I am? I think so. I am going to just run this guy right down in there, make some nice, pretty little, as Bob Ross would say, some happy little threads. And come back out with it. And then this little guy should fit in there quite nicely. I had a screwdriver a second ago, I really did. Where'd I put it? Ha-ha, I love when I do that. It's in front of my face. There it is. Now that will snug up. So now what I want to do is get a little flat washer and put on there. And it occurred to me too about even threading, I still might do that actually, threading the stick right here. I could do that with this thing, get this guy started, and basically just screw it into this little nut right here. But I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do need a flat washer, and I can go hunting, or I can go right out to my pickup and grab a bag. Forgive me, I'm going to walk off for about 45 seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now, let me dig here. I know I've got exactly what I'm looking for in here. As I throw stuff around. Now what I'm going to be looking for is a couple little flat washers of different sizes. I've got these listed out here, divvied out I guess, into, that's number 10. This, I may wind up wanting one of those. And that's not. And this one is number 6 right there, buddy. Now, little flat washer. And let's see if that's going to be big enough. I suspect I'm going to need a little bit bigger. I need a fender washer, but I bet I don't. A fender washer, for those of you who don't know, means it's a certain washer for a size of a screw or a bolt to go through it, but it's extra big around. The idea is so that it'll cover up a bigger hole or a bigger space and allow it to fit. I'm going to keep that, and that means the other one is bound to be number 8. You know what? Of course these number 10s, because that should be a little bit bigger. And I may decide it's not big enough yet. Let's find out. That actually might do the trick right there. I may have done it right there. Now we'll find out if I can get it down good and snug. The good thing is I'm using a tapered head screw so that it's going to get tight or is it going to strip out. That feels pretty good. It isn't great. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. It should. Hey, I like it. I think that's going to do it. I feel good about it. All right, let's put this guy back together. Start with the shell cap right there. And then we'll run this guy down through here, like that. I'm probably standing right in front of everything too, aren't I? I don't mean to do that. I don't know how to set this up right. Let me see if I can move this over. Whoop. Bouncy, bouncy. There we go. Okay, maybe that'll work. How's that? Is that better? As if y'all were going to answer. That's nice, Rob. Alright, so tube right here. I'm going to run this guy into here. Pull this back just a bit. And then I'm going to thread that washer into those screw holes there. Just kind of turn it some. Push it down in there just a bit. Oh yeah, I like that. That's going in nicely. This is one of those things, I'm not 100% sure exactly how that's supposed to work. Now we're going to thread this guy through there. Spring is in it. There we go. As it works itself in. Alright, now get that guy in there. Screw it down. pretty snug, not terrible. Okay, now, first thing I want to do, I want to make sure it's not too long. Hunting regulations, for some species of birds when you hunt and other things, you can only have a total of 3 shots. That means 2 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So, if I can get more than 2, this is, for those of you that don't know, there's different size shotgun shells. 2 3/4 is the most common, but they also make a 3-inch shell, and which obviously is a 1/4 inch longer. So, I want to be able to get 2 of these or 2 of these in there, but not more. Now, sometimes you can hunt with more than 3 shells in your shotgun. And in a case like that, usually I don't. I'm that good. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. Sometimes I am. But you can pull the plug out and then put 5 shells, I think, in it. So let's see. We can get 1, 2. Oh, get in there. 2. Now, will it take this 3rd one? It shouldn't. Oh, it does. So my plug either slipped down or I cut it too short. Probably it slipped over the edge. Alright, so that's how that kind of stuff works. Let's take it back apart. And let's see what happened. I probably won't be able to tell, is my guess. Yeah, I almost bet that's what happened. I'll need a bigger washer on there. Or an actual real plug. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now that is interesting. Where did my stick go? Haha, I don't know where it is. That's funny. Except it's not funny because I don't know what the heck happened. Did I drop it and probably all of y'all saw it and nobody told me? Or I know what happened. I bet I know what happened. I bet when I shoved those shells in there, it pushed that stick right out. Okay, now y'all all get to laugh at me because I'm not going to edit this. Y'all get to watch. This is what my wife and family deal with. Is this kind of ignorance on my part on a regular basis. I'll bet that stick popped right out the end. Now, if this gets real bad, I'm not even going to ever show this video. Nobody's ever going to know about this. This will be one of my little skeletons in the closet, a little secret. That is just hilarious. Where did that go? Where did that go? Oh, wow, Rob. Did I drop it out in the floor? Yeah, if nothing else, we're going to edit this for time. I'm going to have to give it to my wife for sure. And say, okay, chop this down to where it fits. Let's see who... My buddy coming to steal all my cold beer? Nope. Alright, that was actually a text from Oscar Rods, who I'm still waiting on to get a video done. Well, this is just more aggravating than I can tell you. I'm serious, more aggravating than I can tell you. I'm going to have to just pause the video, I guess. And then I'll come back after I find it. So, I'll have to figure out how to splice it. My wife is going to have to do this for sure. 19 minutes. Wow. I never had it pop out like that before. This is amazing. I found it. I found it. Look at that. It did. It popped out way. Look at that. It was way the heck over there. It was right up under there. My goodness. Okay, so anyway, I didn't pause the video and it only took about a minute. It seemed longer, maybe 2 minutes. Let's try it again. This time, I'm going to do it right, he says. knowing better. Okay, so we're going to put it back together again. This guy in the spring, I'm rattled now. I can't wait to watch the playback on this and see if we can all see when that thing popped out and it showed up on camera, but I didn't see it because I was looking at something else. Alright, so get it all back together again. Screw this guy down. Alright, back in there. Now, again, this time what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put the barrel back on it. I was trying not to do that while ago just in case it didn't fit. But I did not think about it popping that out. I've actually never had that happen before. And I've done this several times. Okay, so get the barrel back on. Now to get the barrel back on, in case I didn't mention this, and I don't think I did, you actually have to have the action back just a little bit right there, so that the barrel will go down in. Put the barrel on right. I'd hate to get it backwards and shoot myself. Ha, ha, ha. Alright. Okay, back together. Screw this guy in. There we go. Sometimes the barrel doesn't seat good, and we listen. I know it's down good when I hear it go. Click, click, click like that. Okay, now we're going to try the shells again. Everything clear? Okay. That goes in nicely. Number 2 goes in nicely. Number 3 shouldn't go in, but just about a ½ inch. Aha! I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, good. It works now. Now, but what I got to do is I got to try these 3-inch shells because I got to make sure they will both fit. I want to get 2 of these guys in. Ha-ha! And look at that. I've got just exact... See? I got just exactly the right amount of room. Just enough for it to flex in there. Chamber 1 up. Yes, sir, buddy. That's how it's supposed to work. Alright, so. Wasn't that fun? Or funny, at least. So anyway, now I got my hunting shotgun back together. Got the right choke in it. Hold the right number of shells. The game warden won't have to exchange words with me. I'm not a real good authority kind of guy. Now I'll show you a couple of things. We'll talk about shotgun shells right quick for those that don't know it. A lot of y'all are going to know all this already, but if you look on a box of shotgun shells, is that focused? I can't tell. On my camera, it's not. If I get up good and close, there we go. Now you can see it right there. That's the spot. All right, you can see, looking at this, 12 gauge, which is the gauge diameter of the barrel. The length of the shell at 2 3/4 inches overall length. The velocity, this is how fast that shot's coming out of the barrel, 1,350 feet per second. Think about that for a minute. That's a quarter of a mile, 1,350 feet. Figure a mile is 5,280 feet, 1,350, quarter of a mile per second. Buddy, that's fast. That's why it's called fast dove, huh? All right, now, then you see 3.5 drams equivalent. That's the amount of powder that's in this thing. And then 1 ounce of shot, number 8. Number 8 means it's little bitty tiny BBs. That's what I use for dove and other birds. The loads I'm using for the crane, it's actually steel shot. I hate using steel shot, but some people kind of infected the rest of the world and say, oh, lead shot's bad, and maybe it is, maybe it's not. 12 gauge, 3-inch, 1 1/8 ounce of shot. And this one is sailing out of the barrel at 1,500 feet per second. That's even faster. That's partly because of that 3-inch shell. That's probably why I don't hit as many birds when I'm shooting as I should. I probably lead too far. My guess is when I was a kid, they didn't make the shot shells that fast. So anyway, that's that shotgun. I'll just show you this one right quick. This is my wife's riot gun. A riot gun's probably not the right term. I bet we can back up a little bit now. Don't have to be as up close and everything. Alright, this is my wife's shotgun. This is one of the ones that rides with us all the time. It's always in the vehicle. This is a little Rock Island. I like Rock Island. They make fairly good firearms at fairly cheap prices. There's several lower cost brands that you can get that make really good weapons. Savage, Mossberg, Rock Island, they're all good quality weapons, but not horribly expensive because they don't have the big name, I guess, maybe. I don't know why. But this one's got a little bit shorter barrel. You can see, you lay them up side by side, the difference in the barrel length. And this one, if I put my little finger in there, that's pretty big. My finger goes all the way in, so that's at least an improved cylinder right there. That is just natural. This one doesn't have interchangeable cylinders. This one isn't really made for hunting, but I've gotten birds with it. But it's the same thing. It'll hold. Is there anything in it at all right now? This one actually does have some shells in it. Yep, this has got the 3-inch shells. Okay, so let's just see how many this one will hold. It shouldn't hold but the 2, but I don't know. I have a feeling, oops, this one holds more. So this one isn't probably really shotgun legal. Or shotgun legal. Probably not really crane hunting legal. So I may have to take this one apart and do a plug in it too. Or might just not use this one. So anyway, there's like I say, a little bit of redneck gun repair. We like to put a little comedy in with what we do. Pardon me while I... It's just water, of course. Anyway, that's it. I thought y'all might get a kick out of that. And like I say, we went a little bit long, about 20, going on 27 minutes here. But there's your shotgunning video for the day. Guys, thanks. Good to see all of you. I will let you know how the crane hunting goes. Cheers.